properties have already been demolished, with many more homeowners completely unaware of their deadly house guest.
It could be from suburb to suburb. We don't know what's out there.
Surprised everybody, shall we say.
Spoke to my doctor, spoke to a couple of other medical specialists, and I've had a series of tests.
It could be in your home. It could be in your neighbour's.
I think that's the number one fear of any property owner.
Stefan has one next to him and he's a little concerned.
The original owner of the home, I believe, he was a builder, and with a couple of these homes along there.
Number 6 looks like Fort Knox. The government wants no one near the place. A little different to a year ago when it was up for grabs to a dozen willing buyers with auctioneer Robert Clarick.
Spirited bidding. I guess we didn't expect that this is what it would turn out.
Stuart Rees got the final bid that day and couldn't wait to start renovating the new family home.
So I was knocking down a couple of walls, changing some wardrobes, and a whole load of dirty stuff, I would say, fell on me. I thought it was old, normal fiberglass insulation, didn't think anything of it, and then I saw pictures of the stuff that I'd seen in the ceiling, and that's when the penny dropped.
They never knew what was hiding in the ceiling. They would have never known. They never knew what was lurking within the roof. Unbelievable, to be honest.
Unbelievable is what will happen next.
They have to, I think, secure the whole home in some sort of material, and then they seal the home. And they'll demolish it in stages as well. It may take several months. It's quite a process, and therefore a very expensive process.
Forensic demolitions are now happening at a growing rate around our suburbs, towns and cities. Houses wrapped in plastic, workers fully protected, while knocking down much-loved homes and hosing down airborne particles.
Asbestos fibres have been used in thousands of different products in the construction industry, in shipyards and in households. It was seen as a magic mineral. The use of millions of tons of asbestos created a successful and very profitable industry.
The poisonous tentacles of Mr. Fluffy have gone much further around our country than we first thought.
Do not disturb it, do not try and handle it.
The Fluffy nickname was given to the loose-fill asbestos insulation that was marketed to keep you comfortable, but now causing many to be very uncomfortable.
We're taking strong action to protect families and to ultimately save lives.
It was first believed the dangerous insulation was only in the ACT and nearby Queanbeyan, where 1,000 homes have been acquired, demolished and soil cleaned up. You see, vacuuming it out of the roof cavity doesn't remove the hazard, as the fibres can move over time into the living space.
Had I not taken down the ceiling, we may not have discovered it.
Do you think this problem has drifted across the border into other states?
Well, it is possible. What we've seen is that in the 50s and 60s there were travelling salesmen that had identified this product as a wonder insulation product, and it's possible that it has gone right around the country.
New South Wales Minister Matt Keane is the man given $250 million to clean up New South Wales homes.
Well, this is not only about protecting current property owners, it's also about protecting tradies, electricians and people that will go and do work on houses.
Fear is many homes from the 1950s, 60s and 70s are now due for renovations. But aside from those travelling salesmen, the company also sold bags of asbestos insulation direct to homeowners who may have put it in years later. And the problem is, no one knows where it is.
The inspector got up through the manhole, and there were normal mats on top of the asbestos. So it wasn't obvious that there was the loose asbestos in the home.
And like this one, it can be hidden. Even the building report didn't find it. So imagine the initial fear of cancer and asbestos-related diseases when Stuart breathed in a reno form.
Spoke to my doctor, spoke to a couple of other medical specialists, and I've had a series of tests that will now checkpoint every February for the next 10 years to check that there's no degradation. But luckily, everything's good so far.
At least you can say that with a smile on your face.
Absolutely, yeah.
To avert a community health crisis, other states are starting to investigate what New South Wales and the ACT have been doing, where they compulsory buy back the property or pay for the clean-up.
The homeowner will have the home purchased at market value as if the home was not affected by risk of asbestos. They can either sell their home to the government at market value or have the government remediate the site and provide it back to the existing homeowner.
Like if there hadn't been a scheme to assist us, I think our only option would have been to demolish the property, which is what's going to happen now. And that runs into the hundreds of thousands.
It's going to take probably up to 2 years for to work through the whole process.
Holbrook in southern New South Wales has been devastated. Nearly 10% of the town's family homes have been taken over and levelled by the government.
A number of the directors of Mr. Fluffy, which was the company that was providing insulation using loose-fill asbestos, resided in New South Wales, and we found particular areas where they had sold the product. So, for example, the town of Holbrook, one of the directors lived in Holbrook, and that community has been hardest hit.
Thousands of homes are now being inspected around the country, and hundreds are being demolished. This may just be a more common sight in our suburbs to come.
There's one in my community of Hornsby. You checked your roof?
No, we're okay.
The reality is, if it's built in the 1950s or 60s, really go with caution, because the reality is, more than likely, that property will contain asbestos.
It's worrying. If you do have concerns and need more information on loose-fill asbestos insulation, just head to our website.